A scientific, prolific, polemic empiricist, homegrown, black bone lyricist, protagonist. I was conceived in a land removed from this time zone. Thank God there was no BET, no MTV, no bogus magazine named Ebony. This was the time before 5-year-old children had cellular telephones. I was conceived in a land which is the historical opposite and nemesis of Rome. If this system is Goliath, then I shall be David's one stone. It was arranged I come into this world to be a righteous warrior from birth. Every single dripping dreadlock on my head represents 10 billion sufferers on earth. It was also arranged I come into this world for the purpose of being a human rights activist. Now I'm not sure if I was right about human beings the way that they're acting in this world. Many were also of this fold, accursed to be reincarnated into the human mold. Species identification and syncopation of circulation and respiration gave no hope or aspiration for soul sonic vibration. Now I'm the witnesser of ill times, carnal crimes, religious concubines, fools, gold, and devil's wine, traffic fines, long gas, grocery lines, and genuine fear doing hard time in places where the sun don't shine. The full moon is not an omen sign. I looked at them and smiled, and the Atlantic Ocean said, I've seen you before. In their system, it fell, because it was rotten to the core. I was a fool for love until I fell in love with the fool. Yeah. I was a fool for love until I fell in love with the fool. Love said, fool, how have you been? I'm in all TV screens and magazines and e-zines where money green can be seen and unseen. I am the controller of the heart, the body, and the mind, even if the spirit is not so inclined. I make people think that they're in a good relationship as long as they are being wined and dined instead of living life in perfect peace and just being kind. Rewind. I was a fool for love until I fell in love with a fool. Love said, fool, how have you been? I'm in all TV screens and magazines and e-zines where money green can be seen and unseen. I am the controller of the heart, the body, and the mind, even if the spirit is not so inclined. I make people think that they're in a relationship as long as they are being wine and dined with life and perfect peace and just being kind. The full moon is not a moment sign. I looked at them and smiled, and the Atlantic Ocean said, I've seen you before. In their system, it fell, because it was rotten to the core. In America, people will be voting for president, but there will be no election. Listen. In America, people will be voting for president, but there will be no election. The presidential projection is the superdelegate selection. Now this fact alone should cause political insurrection, but so many will sell out for monetary protection. The system is so smooth, so slippery, and so polished. They do backroom willing and dealing without our knowledge. I ask you one question: who elects the Electoral College? So just kick back with your remote control, your country time lemonade, and your spicy ginger ale. Oh, what a beautiful day it is to watch democracy for sale. I've been surrounded by conscious women all my life, so I ain't waiting to exhale. Inhale. I promise you that the rest of this piece will get beyond the pale. I looked at them and smiled, and the Atlantic Ocean said, I've seen you before. In their system, it fell, because it was rotten to the core. You forget that you have a selective memory. You forget that you have a selective memory. We were enslaved as we watched you celebrate your so-called Day of Independence in your 4th of July parade of romping revelry. By my fire you shall remember me. That's why I wrote that song called Liars, because I'm familiar with your devilry. In the ancient days, you were the student while we were the teacher. We were the athletes on the field while you were just the spectator in the historical bleachers. But today the duplicator has become the originator has become the duplicator. The duplicator has become the originator has become the duplicator. Sort of like a sync cycle, like a spinning kidney dilator. You have taken out my tongue and transplanted your tongue into mine so I can speak the way that you speak. You have transplanted my eyes and you have taken out my eyes and transplanted yours into mine so I can see the world the way that you see it. You have taken out my mind and transplanted yours into mine so I can think the way that you think. This was your legacy, your present day, and your latter day campaign. African sense of self, never to be seen again. African sense of self, never to be heard again. African sense of self, never to be smelled again. African sense of self never to be tasted again. Now we grow up with no sense of community. Community is defined as like one unity. And if we have no sense of community and no like one unity, then oh my God, what has the psychological surgical strike done to you and me? And all of the pain and the torture our ancestors went through, how quickly we forget it. This type of lifestyle is nothing other than pathetic. And because of monkey see, monkey do, the children do what you do and follow you and do not see the truth and do not see the clue and do not see who from who. I heard that blindness is genetic. My tongue drips blood. We were the ones who built the pyramids, but today we live in housing built by HUD. My tongue drips blood. We were the ones who built the pyramids, but in America we live in housing built by HUD. But you are guilty of malpractice. Yes, you are guilty of malpractice. While other folks love to live their lives full of slackness, I stay up late at night and study all of their theoretical concepts and tactics. Today I'm a 9th degree black belt in the order of Marcus Garvey in a style of Pan-Africanism because I have mastered all of their tricky-dicky, ecumenical, hypocritical didactics. Propaganda sent to you through emails and faxes. My tongue drips blood. We were the ones who built the pyramids, but today we live in housing built by HUD. Now, they say no taxation without representation. In America, they say no taxation without representation. Well, then that's my argument for black reparations. Because black folks could not fully vote in America until the 1965 Voting Rights Act, so we are due about $500 trillion in illegally collected taxes. Chopping down the wicked with verbal Ginsu knives, machetes, and axes. Propaganda sent to you through emails and faxes. Now, I'm hearing voices. I'm hearing voices and I'm screaming names like Nkrumah, Lumumba, Abner Luima. I'm screaming names like Soweto, Steve Biko, Amadou Diallo. I'm screaming names like Marcus Garvey, Peter Tosh, and Mr. Marley. I'm screaming names like Mumia, Abu Jamal. I scream for one, I scream for us all. I look at them and smile. And the Atlantic Ocean said, I've seen you before. And their system, it fell. It was rock. So the court had a vision. I had a vision that each and every one of us in this room was put on this earth to accomplish a hell of a mission. So that this mission and this vision would come to fruition, I saw that mission in law school and at the same time became a spoken word and cultural musician. When I went to their law school, I saw all types of interesting cats, like a deadlock game of tic-tac-toe. All of my fellow black students were scared to speak up in front of racist white professors while I kept my eye on the foe ready to strike from the back row. I heard all types of interesting things like how the American favorite pastime was baseball, how the American favorite pastime was baseball, and how the American Constitution was the closest thing to the truth. Then I asked them why was it then that all black athletes received death threats when Hank Aaron was inching up on Babe Ruth. The room fell silent. They wanted to become hostile and violent. They wanted to conduct another lynch mob riot. But I did not care because I am protected by the Roy G. Biv high-frequency color of violet. You see, they knew that I was speaking the truth because a system that puts material gain over God's creation is rotten and pathological like a decaying tooth. You see, I was born with the eyes of a hawk and simultaneously the eyes of a suit. Kind of like how certain herbs make you see the truth. Kind of like how the saddest day for black folks was not when Abraham Lincoln was assassinated by John Wilkes Booth. Kind of like how certain herbs will make you see the truth. Kind of like how Chicken George was not the main character in Roots. Kind of like how certain herbs will make you see the truth. Kind of like how the best diet is strictly vegetables and fruits. Kind of like how certain herbs will make you see the truth. Kind of like how defaming the black woman, the mother of creation and civilization, is never ever cute. Kind of like how certain herbs will make you see the truth. Kind of like how it's time to galvanize all available troops because there is a war and conspiracy to jail all black youth. Kind of like how certain herbs will make you see the truth. Kind of like how writing songs and poems that uplift the consciousness of your people is much more important than writing poems and songs about just knocking boots. I looked at them and smiled. And the Atlantic Ocean said, I've seen you before. Their system, it fell. So it was rocked to the core. Thank you.